How's it going, folks? This is Caleb Ragnar. I'm over here in South Windsor today. We're going to do a quick exterior walkthrough. 23 Jayco Seismic 405T. Now, just going over some of these stickers. This unit is warranted for full-time RV living. You're going to have key to like, which means the key for your deadbolt and door lock will also be the one that locks up your compartments, as well as those latches on the back for the back porch drop-down ramp. Jayco Wingmate here. This is a great app to get for all you Jayco owners. Strongly recommend downloading that, and they're going to have the QR code right up front. Now, Climate Shield. This sticker right here is letting you know that Jayco sent this through their actual testing center. They brought it down to 0 degrees. They were able to bring it back up to 100. So over 24 hours, having it down at 0, bringing it up to 100. With that HVAC, the AC and furnace system, they were able to keep an interior temperature, with the slide outs open as well, of 68 to 72 degrees. Now, some of the components in that is going to be the fully enclosed and heated underbelly, which you're going to be able to see right in here. You're going to have that double layer of insulation, that fiberglass insulation in the ceiling and the floor, and you'll have that double-sided radiant barrier. That's going to be for the roof and floor as well. Then we do have that PEX plumbing. And as you can see, there is a actual vent right there coming off that heat duct to keep things nice and toasty. Now, you will end up having that Stronghold vacuum bonded lamination throughout the entire camper. Jayco puts this through an very interesting process of they put it in a vacuum sealed bag, pull all the air out, and put it under 144 tons of pressure for 16 to 18 minutes. And the main reason they're doing that is for the closest to 100% dispersion of that glue, so we don't have to worry about delamination over time. Now, at least some of the other warranties on here, you're going to have that 2-year limited, 3-year structural warranty through. For that one piece, that seamless roof piece, that's going to have a 20-year warranty for this 2023 model. Actual door here, this is not going to be on a friction hinge, so you will have this little latch here to clip it in when closed, though your stairs will be on that friction hinge. So you will literally be able to lift them up. There's going to be no weight bearing on it. They will be able to float in mid-air, though it's not going to be much help getting into the camper. And then you're going to have the individually adjustable legs. With these little metal clips there, you're going to be able to push in and adjust that leg to whichever position is going to be best suited for the position you're dropping it down in. Now, we do have the 2 weatherproof speakers. Weatherproof, not waterproof. If you are washing the camper, I do not recommend spraying directly on these. Now, over here we've got the signal for the low point drain. So those are going to be underneath the camper. This is what you'll need to use when you want to clear out those water lines or preparing to winterize and clearing them out as well. It's going to be right behind this access panel that you'll have the actual knobs to turn and open those. Now, right in here we are going to have a motion sensor light. On the top here, you can see the 2 lines right there. So to the right would have it in motion sensor. In the center is off. To the left, the 1 line is going to be always on. We've got our outlet. This unit is going to come standard with a gas griddle. That's going to be set up at the J-port assembly in the back. And then you've got the actual arm here with your propane line and that tray to be able to set everything up. Now, at least for all of your compartment doors, these are going to be magnetic, and you'll be able to just drop that down and close it. Now, you are going to have the dual 30-pound propane tanks. These are already pre-regulated. You're going to have the actual way to distribute which tank you're pulling off of on the opposite compartment side, though. Now, at least for the roof here, you are going to have that gutter system up on the top. That's what those little white things sticking out are. And then we're going to have that one large awning. Now, at least when you do put this awning out, there's going to be an arm at the bottom here you're going to be able to pull down. Unless you're very tall. I am only 5'7.5", so not going to be able to reach that without the assistance of a ladder. But you'd be able to pitch that awning and direct the rain flow off of either the front or the back. A few things to note with the awning. They are one item that can break very easily on this camper, and they are not covered by warranty. The motors are, but if this awning were to rip off from the wind, Jayco's going to say you should have brought it in. So on days where we have over 20-ish, 25 mile per hour wind gusts or torrential downpour, best to bring that entire awning right back in. One thing I had skipped was the cameras here. So we've got a security camera that can be installed over the door. You're going to have both your side markers pre-wired for cameras as well. And then there'll be an option to have one on the back of the camper for a rear view camera, and then one inside the garage as well in case you guys are hauling some motorcycles, quads, and want to keep an eye on those tie downs. Now here in that front pass-through, we're going to have the same exact lock as the door, so just being cautious not to pull down too hard, you could end up breaking it. We obviously have our Onan 5500 watt gas generator up front here, which is going to have the auto generating settings inside. You'll be able to adjust those actually right up on the system itself from that control panel. And then you're also going to have your reservoir here for those hydraulic fluids. And you can see we got the motor and all that good stuff in there for the entire landing gear and leveling system throughout the camper. We do have the 2 batteries up front right here. And looks like you definitely would have space to add another one, though if you're not planning on boondocking, probably really don't need to have that extra juice set up. Now for the front here, we've got the Kurt Rotaflex Kingpin over here. It's the pivoting head. Now just a few things I want to point out. You do have the light right here for some extra visual in the evenings when you got to hitch up. Electric brakes, we have our breakaway cord, and that 7-prong plug right inside. Now just showing you up over here, we're going to have more of those gutters. We've got these beautiful graphics here that Jayco provided. Exhaust right down there for the actual generator. And we'll just take a quick peek in here for that other propane tank, and to show you that we have our distributor here. Facing towards me is going to pull off this tank, push it all the way to the other side, it'll pull off the opposing tank. If we have it in the middle and both tanks are open, it will draw off of both. Now this yellow sticker here is going to give you some information about the camper. We're going to have the VIN number printed up on top of both of them here. This is going to show that we do have, on top of our dry weight of 13,849, we can carry an additional 3,146 pounds. If you are to fill up your fresh water tank to full capacity, that will weigh 979 pounds. Now, just to show, it does appear here that the weight of this vehicle, as completed at the factory, with full propane and full generator fuel, is that dry weight. So full tanks, full fuel, at least according to what Jayco's saying on the sticker, is included in the dry weight. It's also going to let you know a full load of gasoline is going to weigh 167 pounds. And also saying just to read the manual to make sure that what they said in that first statement is actually true. Now, full length of this unit is 41 feet 5 inches. We're going to have the actual date of manufacturing here. Gross vehicle weight rating, 5 pounds shy of 17,000, and each axle weight rating right there. We're going to have tire sizes, rim dimensions, and showing that all of our tires, including the spare, should be at 80 PSI. Now this compartment here is going to have a magnet right here that'll attach to the top compartment of that propane holder. Tool over here is going to be for lowering down your spare tire, and just showing that we do have some other controls right up here. You've got another motion sensor light. Right behind here is actually where your inverter will be. I don't know if you can see it back there. You can vaguely see it. So that's where your inverter is going to be. Now we are going to have the hose right here to connect to our water system. You'll have the hot and cold option for the shower, so once we turn on our water heater, you'll be able to access that hot water outside as well. Motion sensor light up here. We've got a quick connect to get some more solar if we wanted to have it on the side. And then we have the controls for our auto leveling system, which are all going to be laid out right here. Pretty much you're going to have your power button. These will control the actual front landing gear to either raise it up or bring it down when hitching up to the truck. And then you do have an actual auto level button. You have a retract button for when you are hitched up to the truck and want to raise up all those legs, and individual controls for the legs themselves. And again, nice laid out diagram right here of how to operate everything if there are additional questions. Now we do have a switch here for our water pump. This port right here that has the sanitize and winterize label above it is going to be for pumping fluids into the camper. This could be sanitizer, could be antifreeze when we are winterizing, and also it could be to pump water in there if you were in a situation where you needed to. I have seen some people, they'll get a bunch of those 5-gallon jugs of water and just pump it right into the system by inserting the hose here and hitting that water pump switch. Now we are going to have our black tank flush. This is what you'll utilize for that front bathroom when you are cleaning out your black tank. And we can see that we've got the actual pull termination valves right here, at least for that first bathroom, and I believe it's for the kitchen sink as well. Now we've got coax connections right here. And then just to point out a quick little overview of this, if we want to pump sanitizer into the tank, we're gonna hook up to here, hit the water pump, and have that hose in our sanitized solution. Now on the other side, city water, we wanna fill up our freshwater tank. Set the dials to reflect what is shown here on that graph, and put your hose connected to the city water connection and start filling it up. How do I know when it's full? You would be able to either view on the interior, or you can see those white hoses right there. Those are the overflow hoses. They will begin shooting out water once you're at full capacity. Now we filled up our tank. We're on the road, we're at a campsite, staying over in a Walmart parking lot, something like that. Well, I want to use my fresh tank of water now. We're gonna switch these over to dry camp, turn on our water pump, and we are good to then pull water from that freshwater tank and use our system as normal. Now, bottom settings, winterize. I want to winterize my camper. I will go around, hit all my low point drains. I would need to come over here to my actual hot water heater, pull out the anode rod as it is right now, drain all the water out of here. Before pumping antifreeze in, we would have to hit our bypass valve right here. This is going to cut off any fluids, in this case antifreeze, from being able to get inside of that water heater. It's not going to corrode this tank as quickly with this having an anode rod. It's a steel tank. They can break down quickly if you have liquid sitting in it too long. And that way we aren't using a whole 12 gallons of antifreeze to fill up that tank as well. That would certainly be a little bit more expensive than bypassing it altogether. Now, pumping antifreeze in through here, when we have them in this setting, this is the same setting we'll have it in as well for hooking up to city water. We're at the campground, we've got our hose hooked up here, and we're just ready to utilize that water source directly from the campground. They do give you this pass-through right here to be able to run all of those hoses, run your coax connection down, so you can still keep that compartment closed. Now you will just have the pull valve for your black and gray tank, and then in here they do have the wrench for your water filter, and a filter in here that has yet to be put in because this unit is still winterized. Now just a few other things to point out with the actual water heater. We do have a pressure release valve. The electric element is located right here. And then you have the actual gas ignition right here that'll turn on when you're running off of gas. You can run this system off of both if you choose to. And then there's just a push to reset button located right here. Now you do have your furnace exhaust located right here. And just wanted to show you again, this is where you'll be hooking up that septic hose. Now this pole right here is for the freshwater tank, which you can see that drain right there, that nice big 1.5-inch PVC. You'd be able to drain a whole water tank a lot quicker than if it was the size of your low point drains for the water lines. Now with the slide outs, with this one being that cable slide out right here, there are a couple of tutorials online for manual override. In case you ever need to do so, I personally recommend calling either the RV dealership you purchased from or contacting the manufacturer directly to get the best possible advice for manually bringing these slides in case of an emergency. Now, at least on these slide outs, you are going to have the double bulb seal, so probably can't see it as well. You're going to have this one. These are nice and tight. That's a good sign. You're going to have one seal on the exterior here, and then there'll be one more on the inside of the actual system to just give you that extra layer of protection, knowing that you're not going to have any water getting inside when you're bringing that slide out in. Now with these seals, at least for the exterior, I would personally recommend twice a year getting a slide seal conditioner, spraying it on a rag and gliding it over all the seals that are exposed to sunlight. That's going to help any potential corroding over time or deterioration that could compromise those actual slide outs. Now right here is going to be the back of our refrigerator. We are going to have an access panel for us to be able to get back there in case there's any maintenance. That's that low point drain sticker for fresh water. Now we do have our range hood exhaust right here. So by pushing up on those two, I don't know if you can see them well on the camera, but there's those two little tabs right there. This is currently open right now. You would push up on them to lock it, push back up and pull out to unlock it, and that way we are able to utilize that fan and have that actual exhaust working to push out whatever we're cooking. Second black tank flush right here, which is going to be for that back bedroom bathroom. So you're going to have your two poles right there for gray and black, and yep, got double trouble over here. So separate black tank flush for that back bathroom. We've got our back leveling jacks right here. Spare tire, they still have to put that up right now, but you can see that little cord hanging there. That's where it is going to be inserted, and there'll be a spot on the other side to be able to lower it down. Now we do have our gas fill right here. Unleaded fuel only, do not overfill. You're going to have inside of here an option for your actual dispensing system right here, which will have a switch on the inside to be able to turn on and either pump into your toys, vehicle, and again, this is going to be that same gas tank that is just going to have your generator running off of as well. Now just showing here, we do have one of the vents for that back garage, and then there is a security light as well. We've got the 50 amp power cord here, and then the ladder to get up on the roof. At least for this, you're gonna just pull the two pins, pull this actually down. There's a 250 pound weight capacity, and that way you'll be able to get up on the roof. Now, at least for maintenance on the roof, you are going to want to get up there at least 4 times a year, every 3 months. Definitely be cautious during those winter months. And we're going to want to check all of our seals around any spots that there were holes cut into the roof, spots for air conditioners, exhaust vents, solar panels, any kind of vents, skylights. And you'll want to use a self sealant. You're going to be able to put that directly over that pre-existing seal, and only going to be putting that down if you start seeing signs of spider cracks or little bits of deterioration from that previous seal. But pull that down. You'll want to put the pins back in just so we don't lose them, but when traveling, we'll want to just easily push it right back in and latch it in safe and sound. Now, at least with the back porch here, again, key to like, so that's going to be the same key as the door here. You're going to be able to push this up, pull down your bars right here, lift them out to the sides on each side, and then you'll be able to easily lower down that back porch into that porch setting. Spot right here for the actual license plate. And again, just showing there's going to be 2 lights back here, backup camera prep, other light, and then you do have that dual awning, which will have the controls in the back garage. Now, just showing, you do have the rear and side LED safety markers, so Jayco's doubling up on the amount of safety lights you got out here. They're also going to give you a TV hookup out here to be able to set up a television on the back end of this unit. And then we have our opposing vent, which you'll be able to open from the inside. Spare tire crank, that's that tool I showed you, and you'll be able to lower down your spare tire, but hopefully you'll never have to use that. Now, J-port, this is where you're going to be able to assemble and hook up your griddle. And we've got our propane connection right there, that quick connect that is already pre-regulated, so no regulator needed. Back garage door is going to be a little smaller, not as wide, but you'll have that same door lock right there. So just being cautious when you're closing that. And then you've got the pull-out stairs as well right here. And just showing you again this front slide out, also the cable slide. And we are back over at the door now. Now I know they do still need to clean this one, so we're gonna film the rest of that interior walkthrough at a later date. But tutorial, if you do have any questions, feel free to comment in the video down below, or you can contact me at my direct line here, which is 860-656-9345. Hope you all have a great 2024 camping season. I look forward to seeing you guys here on our lot.